Now we're live. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our live trading session. We just did the morning note about, 10 minutes ago. Hope you guys enjoyed it. So happy 5,000 subs. Thank you so much for subscribing to our channel. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. That is my face you're seeing on the bottom left of your screen. Bottom right hand of your screen is our logo. Make sure to click that to turn on notifications, subscribe, and to make sure to like and comment on our channel. We really do appreciate it. Trying to expand the channel, bring more cool stuff. Any suggestions would definitely be welcome. So we're about 2 minutes away as I clean my glasses. 2 minutes away from the opening bell. So again, pretty simple. I'm going to answer some questions, kind of talk about my routine for the day, how I do things. This is all live information, real time trading. So I also have our Signal group. I handle our masterclass students. So sometimes you may see me have a little bit of a dead air moment where I'm not speaking. I'll be typing to our masterclass students. I talk to them directly every day. If you are interested in becoming a masterclass student, GARCapitalFX.com. That's where you can sign up or shoot us an email, GARcapital@gmail.com. And with the masterclass students, again, I speak to them and I speak to the investment club. Those are the two chats that I am involved in. Those are the two chats I focus on, and those are the individuals I focus on. So the other ones I really don't speak to, since I focus just on the masterclass students. All right, rocking and rolling. Okay, so we know the drill. If you've been with me in the past, we don't force anything. Again, it's a lot of this waiting game. So again, if I do have a trade for you, I will post it here on the live chat as well. So, and of course, I'll repeat it as much as I can. Kim, is Apple hit all-time high soon? We have to see earnings. They report earnings on Thursday, so we have no idea. So let's kind of go over what to watch for. AMD did report early. They were supposed to report after the bell. So let's rock and roll. So kind of those things that I work with here, I have WhatsApp with my staff, since regarding COVID, everyone's remote. I also have WhatsApp on my Discord with my students here on the other side. And what you're looking at here is my trading platform, which is Thinkorswim TOS. That's what people call it, TD Ameritrade. I use this to trade options and to invest. So hopefully we get some market movement where we can have a little fun and make some money together. This will be the channel, only YouTube channel where you actually make money. How's that? Ding, ding, ding. The bell is open. We are live. Let's rock. Okay, what do we got so far? All right, the Dow is down. Dow is up 15 points. S&P is up. VIX is down slightly. And let's see. NASDAQ is green, about 52 points. AMD is slightly fading. Let's see what we get. What do you think about Twilio? What do you think about Caterpillar is nice, but again, they did suspend their share repurchasing, so I probably would not get into that. Twilio, I have not researched. If you want to trade the option on it, I don't see any kind of movement here, so I'd have to do a little more research on a Twilio to really know. Just looking at AMD, since I do own the stock, slightly green after their earnings report. How many indicators do you use in total? I used 3 moving averages, the 50, the 100, the 200, and then I have my Fibonacci levels. That's it. So slight recovery, not much going on here. AMD slightly fading now, down 1%. See if AMD does a little more movement here. Okay, my eyes are now on Twitter. Twitter is nearing the 50-day moving average. See in the bottom left-hand corner, we can see what's moving. Square is up pre-market. We actually bought some of that stock yesterday on the flush, which was very nice. It broke my alert. I went ahead and alerted our investment club If you do want to see that, I can show you. It was right here yesterday at 167. If you want, I can show you here. 167.42 is where I bought Square. That was yesterday at 1:28 p.m. on our investment club. I bought 10 more shares. Just wanted to show you live. All right. Yeah, I know a lot of people do expect a lot of action, let's just say, in regards to day trading, but a lot of it's just waiting. It's really the waiting game, so you just have to wait. Penn is up pre-market. Now in the market, Zoom continuing to its upside, but again, it's a very expensive name. Not much on the breaking side. Again, pretty quiet out there. Again, no stimulus. We're not getting any stimulus, but I am seeing some movement in regards to tech. Tech is on the move. AMD did report is down 1%, so even if you bought puts, you're not exactly lighting the world on fire. On the red side, Intel is down, CAT is down, AMD is down, Boeing is down, the banks are down. So a little bit of a rotation out of the value and the banks into more of the higher growth tech. Square is higher growth, Penn is higher growth, Zoom higher growth, Datadog, NVIDIA, Space, NIO, CGC, Twitter, Pinterest. Those names are up right now. Currently, even Tesla's up 0.42%. Amazon continuing its upside. So again, slight fade in the markets. Again, we did tap on ES around 3,400, and now we're fading about 10 handles now. So looking at gold, if you want to look at commodities, looking like Bitcoin is really the winner, and I've been saying it to our investment club. You want to be long Bitcoin here, but again, that's up to them if they listen. I'm pretty sure they have. Gold is at 1904. Silver is at down about 4.43. So the dollar is slightly gaining from the lows. Nasdaq is clinging to gains, but not much going on. BA 155 puts. No, I don't see anything in Boeing to actually. Let's see. Let's go ahead and break down Boeing. There's one thing I usually say is don't trade within the first 30 minutes of the day because all the orders are coming. But I see what you're seeing on Boeing. So let's kind of take a look at some volume and see if this is even worth the time. Not enough volume yet on Boeing. Again, volume needs to be at least over 1,000 for us to do anything. So, and it's my rule of thumb on Boeing, on any kind of stock. I want to see some more volume. What time frames I usually use? I use an hour. Yes, the first 30 minutes I usually don't trade. Again, it's not a law. It's not gospel. I mean, it's just usually how I do things. But it doesn't mean that I don't trade at all. I mean, sometimes we do, sometimes you don't. Rule of thumb is that we usually don't. We want to see how everything how everything churns. Everything is struggling. Everything is struggling, guys. I mean, everything is, again, green futures and then kind of red at the cash open. Seen this before. What about IWM call? Have you looked at that this morning? Yes, I have, and I'm looking at it here. IWM calls with the students, and you could see it's still kind of just relatively flat. Not much going on. I have an alert here at 158.66. I don't know. I know you don't play earnings, but feeling about Microsoft, it really doesn't matter how I feel. I love when people ask me that. How do you feel about certain things? I mean, I love Microsoft long term, but the question is the earnings going to be good enough for people to want to buy the stock? That's really the key. I think what everyone's thinking is that everything's going to be like Snapchat, where you move 50% in 3 days. It doesn't work that way. Remember, Microsoft is a legacy company. It's been around for a long time. So you're not going to get a huge spike unless you get some really big news. Microsoft is fine. I will not play earnings, but I will definitely own the stock. DIA, I don't trade DIA. How much volume do you consider enough to get in a trade? 1,000. What are the thoughts on AMD? I love that AMD deal with Xilinx. I think AMD is definitely a buy. Again, I'm waiting for a nice discount to go ahead and actually buy the stock or add to my portfolio because I already own some. So I'm kind of seeing a fade here. Not much to actually trade, kind of quiet. But I asked you guys if you wanted to do Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, or Friday. Tuesday was the #1 answer. So here we are on a Tuesday. I hate to have a boring trading session where we don't get into anything. Obviously, that you feel like it was kind of a waste of your time. But again, I think this will kind of show you guys that, you don't need to always be in the market constantly. You can always kind of just wait and see approach as everything moves. Do you think Facebook will smash earnings? Just thoughts. I think that with Snap, obviously with a really great good quarter, that social media stocks will rise. So I like Twitter, I like pins, and I like Facebook. That's been kind of my deal here. Looking at E-mini futures now at 3,400, so a slight bounce, so you can see here. So good thing we didn't get into any puts here. So again, slight bounce. Not much on the headline side that I see. For headlines or for stock news, I use TweetDeck, which is Twitter, and it works for me. I mean, I do retweet as much news as I can, and I do retweet polls. If that upsets you, too bad, because that's definitely market sensitive. I don't care if you don't think it's real or fake or what have you. Any news that we retweet is definitely news that you can use, let's just say. What setups are you? There's not really much setups, to be honest with you. It's pretty quiet out there. I have alerts set up across the board. It's nothing. Yeah, Boeing just bounced. It's at 159 now. Again, market is just basically range bound. I think the market's kind of just looking for something to kind of grab on and hold on to. And there's not much going on. Even Square was up about 3.4%. Now it's kind of slightly fading. So you could see if I bring up Square here, and I'll go ahead and expand it for you. You could see nice range candle here. Nice range on the candle, but then it came back down below the 50. Oh well. I have no idea what's going on. I just got this live stream up on my feed when I've never watched a stock video in my life. Okay, well, welcome aboard. Amazon Butterfly Call earnings and Icon, they're expected to move 190-ish. Amazon for earnings is absolutely ridiculously expensive. So, no, I would not trade that. How much volume do you consider is enough to get a trade? 1,000 or above. 1,000. Why do you not treat DIA? Just an opinion. Just don't trade it. I just don't trade it. Again, remember, guys, keep in mind, Dow Jones is really 30 stocks. S&P 500 is 500 for the most part. Well, depends on the weight. But again, Dow Jones is not very equally weighted. So it's like trading an ETF. So I'd rather just stay away from the Dow and stick with NASDAQ and S&P. Again, you don't have one stock holding back the Dow. One stock holding back the S&P the way the Dow can. You had any positions yesterday? Yes, I bought some Square yesterday with our investment club. Yeah, I know it's expensive. I just wouldn't trade it. It's just too expensive. Risk is still risk at the end of the day. Okay. It's just kind of quiet out there, team. Let's see. Datadog is on the move. CGC has been hovering around 19 and 20 for a while now. So not much. Datadog. Nice green candle, but still nothing there. Square bouncing back. Nothing there. Man, just not much going on. That sucks. Oh, well, what are you going to do? What do you think about Diz? I love Diz long term, and I own it. But again, another COVID wave is not a good thing for the stock. So they're definitely focused on streaming. But again, streaming will definitely boost their bottom line as well. So they're actually transitioning from more of the studio stuff and more of the theme parks, investing in theme parks, into streaming. Move your queen on e6. Yeah, I haven't played chess. I suck at chess. Volume required to make decent profits for option signals? 1,000. I usually trade on 1,000 options. 1,000 volume. Wasn't AMD should have reported after market close? Yes, they changed it to this morning. PayPal. Let's see. PayPal is up 1% and a nothing burger. Not much going on. GLD getting squeezed in the 50 and 100 day. Maybe some calls for next week. Well, GLD, understand that it's based on if we're going to get stimulus. So if you're playing the election, I guess, it's not much going on. It's pretty much just sideline. So no, I wouldn't touch GLD. Twitter is actually approaching the 50-day. I think Twitter is going to explode up, but we need a break. Hi, Carlos. What is fastly next level to break to the downside? Let's go ahead and expand this here. Make life easy. Man. Well, the lows is 72.76. If we break the daily up, really your next level is 53.61, which is right below the 200-day. So that's really the next stop. Peloton announced some kind of team up subscriber benefits BS. PLTR. don't even know what this is. Palantir. Okay. Palantir, I believe it was a new IPO, I'm assuming, so there's no options. So skip. Facebook levels. Facebook right here needs to break 282.29. And we should. It's basically flat. Now, the market is just churning. NASDAQ is gaining. Palantir on the rocket ship. Again, it's a new stock. It's a new stock. Can't trade options on it. Thoughts on Run? Sunrun? I have no idea what that is. And it's down, I guess. I don't know. It's testing the 50. But I've never even heard of this name, so I can't really give you an educated opinion on it. Is MMM a dividend stock? Yes, that's 3M. 3M is materials. They're a dividend stock, yeah. They have weekly options, Palantir for now. Why wait till after elections to buy DKNG? I know you said blunts, bets, and something else. I forget completely. Blunts, bets, and Bitcoin. Because we understand that in regards to the research that the conservatives and Republicans are not fans of gambling. So if they hold the Senate or state houses in regards to the elections, again, there has to be a mandate to allow sports betting in their state. It's still federalism. So if a lot of these states or all of these states strike down betting in their states, what's the point of having DKNG, right? Then you're basically having another year with the same client base. NIO, let's see. NIO is breaking the 50, but nothing yet. Really not much to go by. Still need a little more. Maybe if we break 27.50 would be a play, but until then, guys, there's really not much going on. God, I really hate that we basically not getting anywhere here. Any entry point on Facebook? When you say entry point, I'm assuming you're talking about the actual stock. 270 would be pretty decent to get in. I would say 260, and it could definitely test that with a really bad report, which I doubt. But 260 would be a nice play to buy in. Tesla with extra exclamation points, because you're yelling at me. Tesla's up 2% right now, which is nice. It is breaking the 100, but nothing to do here. Qualcomm moving on Apple earnings. Yes, they do make the chips for their 5G handsets, and they are red. I do like Qualcomm long term, I just don't own it. Twitter. Yeah, Twitter is just holding on pat. It's moving. It's above the 50, which is nice. I've been saying Twitter and pins. Me and the students do have Twitter and pins. We have Twitter and pins and Facebook, so looking and rocking. And if you guys want an update today, Microsoft reports after the bell, and so does FireEye. Tomorrow is Fastly after the bell, Pinterest after the bell, Gilead after the bell, Visa after the bell, eBay after the bell. Before the bell is Boeing and UPS. Thursday is Amazon, Twitter, Apple, Facebook, Google, Activision, Blizzard, and Starbucks after the bell. Spotify, Moderna, Shopify, Overstock for the bell. There we go. Snow, hey, oh. Hey, what do you think about DAL today? Let's look at DAL. DAL is down. It's actually bouncing here, right at support. Do you average down sometimes? No. How do you approach coming back from big loss? Having a short-term memory. You just move on. Accept losses as part of the deal. So just think of it as a business expense. SE is doing pretty darn well too. I don't even know what CE is. SE is. SE is C Limited. Okay, it tapped the 200, but it reversed. Thoughts on Dunkin'? Well, Dunkin' is gonna go private, so Dunkin' Brands, nice little gap up. But when it comes to trading options, no, these kind of rumps don't last that long. Snow, hey, oh, yeah. Again, tech is on the move, guys. We know this. Tech is on the move. Square is up. Datadog is up. Again, we just got to see if we get some breaks. Again, 260, 157. I'm just waiting to see if there's anything to play. Does the ETF you own for video games pay a dividend? If not, which one is it? Any other recommend you recommend? Yes, ESPO is the one I own. And do they pay a dividend yield? They do not. But again, it's more for growth anyways. They are up today 1.53%. And I don't know any other video gaming one because video game names tend to be more growth oriented, not dividend oriented. So again, their holdings are Nvidia, Tencent, AMD, Nintendo, CLTD, which is SE, Activision Blizzard, NetEase, and Take-Two Interactive. So I don't see any dividend payout. But funny enough, Nvidia pays a dividend, so they must get something. But nothing that I see here that says otherwise. Etsy on the move. Okay, let's see. Etsy on the move. Etsy is breaking the 200. Yep. Just nothing to do here, especially ahead of earnings. Again, you're just getting a bunch of just back and forth move, guys. Is Twitter losing momentum here? No, it's not. I don't think it is. It's above the 50, which is nice. I actually expect to break to this level here, 50.48. Again, yesterday was a premium killer if you were long. What's the split of your values for ETF individual stocks? I don't have that in front of me. My two biggest ETFs are ESPO and SPY-G. And then I have the biotech ETF and what have you. Biotech ETF, I believe, is IBB. AMD dumping. Good. Let's see if AMD dumps. And I could, well, say dumping, but it's down 3.4% after earnings. Definitely want to buy some more shares, so I'm looking for that. What's your thought on entering SPY 335 puts for 10.30? All right, let's take a look at SPY here. Yeah, SPY is basically holding up this 50% Fibonacci retracement. There's not much going on there. You have to break these lows here around 337. So no, I would not get into it right now. IWM, TQQ. First of all, TQQ is a triple leverage ETF, and no, I would not trade that. IWM is slightly bouncing, but it's basically flat. So pretty much a nothing burger, guys. I wish we were getting some action. We're not. But you guys picked Tuesday, not me. AMD, if you want to go ahead and actually add, well, what I'm going to do is add. Definitely going to put it right here at 74. That's where I'm going to be my add level. $74 on the, see right here? The support, 74 bucks is what I had. I had it before at 68, 74, but I'll add some more at 74. So about a $5 move, and I'll go ahead and buy more. Thought on DraftKings and Facebook. Love them long term. Love them long term. Absolutely. Nvidia. Yeah, Nvidia is green, up 1%, and slightly fading. We're just waiting now, which sucks. Thoughts on Facebook? Yeah, Facebook again. We just got to see their earnings. That's all it is, guys. Just pretty much hurry up and wait. How many individual stocks you have in your portfolio? A rough estimate would be nice. Geez, I don't have that with me. I think I have about 30. I think about 30 or 25 I own. Zoom. Zoom is extremely expensive, mind you. And when it comes to Zoom, there's nothing to play here. Really nothing going on, guys. Pins be a long-term trading stock. To own pins, I want to see their earnings. That's number one. Definitely want to see their earnings before you do anything. So again, I like the chart, and I think it's bullish, but you need to see the earnings, guys. Remember, when you're buying a stock, guys, you're really buying the story of the company. You're buying their growth. You're buying their management. You're not buying just a chart. Keep that in mind. Do you use RSI? I do not. How long have you been trading investing? I've been trading investing, well, investing since I was younger. I always was interested when I was a teenager, but I started the company in 2014. AMD puts. AMD is still hovering around that fib, so again, I need to see the turn of 10 a.m. before I do anything. If you are playing it, let's say if you're trying to trade this thing, this tape, which is really just sideways action, you're really looking for around 78, basically a buck. Until then, nothing. Hi, much of your portfolio investment do you hold in cash and buy dips? Well, my cash percentage, I would say I have around about 10% in cash right now. I think that's what it is. See if I can, let me see if I can get that number in my head. Yeah, around 10% in cash. 10% sounds about right. EMPH calls. I think Enphase reports this week, or maybe I'm wrong. And there's nothing there, guys. I don't know what we're looking at. I'm assuming you guys are looking at a 5-minute chart because there's nothing going there. NIO is shooting up. Okay, so maybe we have a live one, 29.50. Remember, that's my level, 27.50. Maybe we break it. Let's see. That's a level that I would look at. And then let's see the calls, the levels anyways, of NIO. Oh, there's some volume here on the 28s. Again, 5,000 vol. That's pretty good. So 27.50 breaks. I'll probably get into the 28s. And that's pretty close. We can rock with that. But until then, guys, can't do anything. Why do you just use the hourly chart? Because it's the chart I use in regards to trading options. I get more of a 20-day level. I can't do a minute chart. It's like a strobe light. I can't do it. Hello, watching from the Philippines. Hey, how's it going? Good morning. Why do you use the hourly chart? Oh, sorry, I already answered that. Why do you look at the 20-day hourly charts? Just works for me. I've been trading that way for years, and it just works for me. I can't do a 5-minute chart. I can't do a minute chart. I think I'm deja vu answering the same question. XLE, which is the energy ETF. Why am I looking at energy? I've been saying that now for a while. Stay the hell away from energy stocks. Stay the hell away from energy stocks. That's your deal. So I had a long-term AMD call. I'm closing that AMD call. So I just closed it for a loss. That was the one for November 6th. Oh well, I had great volume. Actually, I had unusual activity volume, and then I basically took the L and I moved on. That was an AMD call I had for a while. Hi, Carlos. Do you think SBGI? Huge fan, by the way. Hey, nice, thanks. I don't know what SBGI is. I apologize. SBGI. Sinclair Broadcast Group. Oh, okay. Sinclair Broadcast Group. I believe they do newspapers and TV. Again, they usually get more revenue due to the election cycle, but I don't know why I'd want to buy that stock, to be honest with you. Do cruises ever recover? Not for a while. I would stay the hell away from cruises. Been saying. Stay the hell away. UAVS. Okay, looking at this is a penny stock, so I really don't know about penny stocks, guys. They usually have low floats, so be very careful on that. Let's go back to NIO. NIO is about 12 cents away. When do you think DraftKings will stop dropping? Well, DraftKings will stop dropping when we stop having COVID-related numbers spiking. Again, if numbers spike, you could get cancellation of the NFL. NFL is big money for DraftKings, so it's a lot of fear out there. Big fear. For AMD, do you want to wait until earnings? AMD just reported earnings this morning. Is it now GDRX? GoodRx? Again, that's a new IPO. So what exactly am I buying here? When it comes to IPOs, always wait for their first earnings report. I learned that the hard way with Lyft, and I'm still holding Lyft, mind you. UA puts into earnings. Why are we playing earnings, and why are we playing puts? I know there was some unusual options activity on CNBC with Nigerian brothers, but until you break the 100-day, but I still won't even do it. Let's see. So we're getting a little bit of a turn here. It's definitely NASDAQ that's leading the way. Tesla's up 2%, Twitter's up, PayPal's up, Roku's up, Pinterest is up, Nvidia's up, AMD's down about 4% after the earnings report, which if you can take a profit, I guess you're not happy. Okay, so since we're just waiting around, let's answer some questions. I know you guys have tons of questions for me. Let's see. In your opinion, do you see choppiness staying after the election? And stimulations passes. Stimulations. I love that. Stimulations. In regards to choppiness, once we have a clear winner, regardless of either side, the choppiness ends. The market does not like. Market wants clarity, and we just need a winner. That's it. Just need a winner. Levels for BABA to start looking at calls. Okay, one at a time. AMD, January. No, I had longer term AMD calls, didn't work, so stay away. No volume. Levels for BABA to start looking at calls. and I own Alibaba. I love Alibaba, actually. You know, with that Ant thing, that Ant IPO in China. They're actually up pre-market. I mean, up right now, the market pre-market. So used to the morning note. Alibaba needs to break right around this level, around 313. AMD doesn't report after the bell? No, they reported this morning. They switched it up on us. Do you own NIO and plan to? If we get a blue wave, which is the Democrats win the House, the Senate, and the presidency, I will buy NIO. Because we know with the Green New Deal and all that stuff, Democrats are definitely going to want to shift spending into renewable energy. They're going to be a little more accommodative to China. I talked about this on the podcast, so I'd be buying more Tesla, I'd be buying more NIO, I'd probably buy Workhorse. So again, I'd be pushing more into renewables and more of that clean energy stuff than if we had a Republican holding of the elections. Do you think the post-election we're flying? Define your time frame. That's the question. When? Day after? No. I thought you said that you had some Twitter calls. What is the expiry price? Yes, I have Twitter calls, the 52s for this week. What do you look for to enter and exit options plays? What I look for, obviously, is nice setups and volume, and then I usually exit around 40% profit. What would you be looking for tomorrow before earnings? For which one? Which earnings? Got to be a little more. Give me a little more details, guys, when you're quiet, because it's very vague. Yeah, nothing to do here, guys. Just pretty much wait it out. Can you review a Roku chart? Sure, let's do that. And I own the stock, so something I'm very interested in is Roku. One of my larger holdings, actually. I love Roku. Roku is pretty much sideways for the most part. The 200-day moving average is pretty important, 223.50. I say 230 before you do anything. There's a slight gap, but it's already been filled, so 230 would be a nice level to break out here. For a break below would be actually a gap fill here, which is filled. 213 is your downside. Any predictions on Apple and Facebook earnings? I think they both knock it out of the park. Just a prediction. DKNG getting clapped. Again, it's all about COVID. Again, if we didn't have an election this year, I'd be buying more DKNG, but I need to see that election results because there's actually gambling on the ballot. So let me see. Sports gambling. I'll go ahead and Google it. Sports gambling 2020 ballots. So there's gambling initiatives. Let's see. Let me see. See if I can bring another news. Okay, so Louisiana is on sports betting. Maryland has sports betting on their ballots, and South Dakota. So again, the more expansion we get in regards to sports gambling, it's helpful for Penn and DKNG, which is DraftKings. So again, that's kind of what you want to see, waiting for the election. I know sometimes we hate waiting, but that's just the reality. IWM heading down or gap up to the Philly upside? Again, we got to see sideways action. Again, IWM is basically flat right now. Thoughts on NLS options since it is a cheaper option to Peloton? I think the cheapest option to Peloton is buy an iPad and an actual bike, an actual workout bike. That's usually the best option. But NLS, yes, I think it's the Chinese Nautilus or the Chinese one. It's basically sideways action. I think Peloton is in the realm of Starbucks now, where people say they associate the word with the actual program. So you say, hey, you are getting on your Peloton today. Hey, did you get your Starbucks today? So I'm not a big fan of Nautilus. I think Peloton is a better buy. Since we know stimulus is going to get passed now, even knowing after the election, this is supposed to be bullish. Well, it's not happening before the election. So right now, the only reason we're not bullish, in my opinion, is that we don't have clarity in regards to who's going to win. Is it going to be enough where we don't have a fight in court? We don't want Gore versus Bush in 2000. We need a landslide either way. That's going to be bullish, regardless if you're right or you're left, or blue or red. Do you use active trader when entering trades? I do not. Man, if NIO gives, what calls are you looking for NIO further in the future? No, it'd be something for this week on NIO, but we're not there yet. I mean, it's close. 2750 needs that break. So let's see. NIO, you could see those 28s. They're interesting, but I want to see that break. We are now at 10 o'clock in the morning. So we're about 10 cents away from that level. Again, it's very crucial, guys. You have to wait for those breaks because I have seen it many times where people try to get in beforehand and then it gets rejected. It's very important, guys, to wait it out. Take it easy. So we're about 4 cents away, 6 cents away, and let's see if we get it. So we do have one coming up. Z-scaler? I've never heard of it. Let's see, Z-scaler. Okay, so let's do one thing at a time. NIO is about to break. It's about 1 cent off. And we just broke. NIO just broke, so let's go ahead and buy those 28s. I'm going to go ahead and fill 10 of them. And we are live. So bought 10. Was it the 28 calls at 66 cents? I bought 10. I'm sending this to my students. I think I spelled I bought wrong. Whatever. All right, we are now green 6% on NIO, kids. So we are green. I filled, I'll go ahead and type it here. Let me go put a star on it. I filled NIO October 30th, 28 calls at 66 cents. I can just type this. Bear with me a second. At 66 cents, I went ahead and sent it to the students on Discord, excuse me. So we're now up about 3.7% on it. All right, so we're slightly red on it. So again, let's see if we continue that level. So now we're in NIO. Hey man, what is the range for Twitter? It's the 9th time someone's asked me about Twitter, which is fine. I don't mind it. Twitter is nice, but it needs to break 50.80. I do have calls on Twitter personally. Is that 10:30 expiry? Yes, October 30th is 10:30. Why is the 27.50 crucial? Because that's right above the 100-day moving average. Is Chegg a good buy now? I have no idea what Chegg is. I think it's I think it's that tutoring thing. No, I have to do research, so no, I don't own it, nor do I feel the need to own it. The next is Z-scaler. ZS. Z-scaler. I have no idea what they do, so I can't give you an educated guess on it, or an educated answer on it. No idea. Any hedges you're looking for the election? No. And the target for NIO is 28. Since we know stimulus is going to get passed now, even though after the election doesn't is supposed to be bullish. I think this is the second time you asked me that. Again, the main thing is we need to get clarity. Whoever wins, it needs to be a landslide where it cannot be contested in court. The stimulus, forget that. That's not going to happen until after the election and dependent on who wins it. Can you be honest in this response? Is stock trading like gambling? Yes, absolutely. Driving your car is like gambling. Going to college is like gambling. You're literally paying to risk for a degree to go to college that your hope is to get a better job. Same thing. What is the difference? Everything is a risk, guys, in life. Like Las Vegas, no, there isn't a wheel here and there isn't a pit boss, so no, I can't say it's like Las Vegas. Is it gambling? Yeah, of course. You are risking something in anything you do in life, regardless, whether it's a relationship, whether it's driving to work, whether it's owning a gun, whether it's having children, anything. Do you ever wait for a level to break and then wait for a pullback to get in cheaper? No, I wait for the break. I wait for the break and then I pull the trigger. We are green, NIO. See, shout out to your patience question. It's all right. I wouldn't call it a gamble, to be honest. If Biden wins, do you predict a crash? No, no, I don't. You should listen to the podcast I talked about regarding the election. I actually break it down with numbers, and no, there is not going to be a crash if Biden wins. It's ridiculous. What do you think is a good entry for Adobe? Let's see. I know I have a question regarding uh, Home Depot. Adobe, again, which is a great stock. I actually own it in SpyG. So again, I do own it. Adobe, that 100-day moving average on the daily seems about right. So around 460, 463 should be nice. Adobe's a great company. You own that long term. Absolutely. Home Depot. Home Depot is soaring. 1% is not soaring. But again, hey, there's something to see here. Hello. How about this? Gap fill. We do have a potential gap fill right around 282. Let's look at the volume just to make sure. And nothing burger, no volume. So skip Home Depot. Just subbed. Hey, thanks, Joe. How can I make $100? That's such a vague question. Can you explain why you got into NIO? Absolutely. So looking at NIO here, we had volume, which is number one. And if I can expand this thing. Okay, so we bounced off the 200-day, which is solid. The 50-day broke and the 100-day broke. The level I had was 27.50. Your next leg up, which was actually the big candle that continued to the downside from Thursday overnight, was around 28. 28 is our strike, and there we are. Okay. NIO, we're up 2%, guys. Okay, I guess not. Okay, back to it. Sorry. Does not GAR ever scalp options? No. It's not gambling when we have a plan. Gambling would be just blind wasted 500 puts now November 6th, no prior research. That's a really well said. AMD, am I late? Late for what? Hey, do I want to be YouTube famous? No, I don't care about being famous, to be honest with you. I want to help you guys. Does GAR ever scalp options? No, we don't scalp options. You mind showing us your studies on TOS? Yeah, our studies are right here. Maximize sell. There's your, oops, that is, let me go ahead and click to drawing tools. Hence, that's your 100, that's your 50, that's your 200. That's it. There's really not much other than that. I didn't even put a Fibonacci retracement on NIO. And NIO is now up 6%. Would it be a good time to get into leaps for AMD? No, I would not. Is it really 100 DMA if you're looking at an hour chart? Yes, because it's averaged. Just because you're looking at an hour chart doesn't really make a difference. Yes, it's still 100 DMA. Would you hold NIO overnight if it does not reach your target? How do you decide you want to hold? That's a really good question. It's really based on the flow of the market. Again, with this market, it's really hard to hold stuff. But I think we're going to get 28 today anyway, so it's kind of a mute point. Best bet, honestly, if you just want to be careful, you can close it today if you like, even if you get 20%. You take a look at TGT chart. Sure. So at least we got something live, kids. At least that. Jeez, NIO got us there. TGT is definitely hitting support around 156.50, 156.68. There's really nothing to play there, guys. It's not much going on. NIO is 10%. Do you have a stop loss on the trade? No, I don't. I don't do stop losses. Okay, so NIO is 13%, kids. If you do want to see NIO, you can see it right here. See it? Up about 75 bucks. I only bought 10 contracts on that one. Should have bought more. I didn't even think about it. Oh well. You can close it now. Why would I want to close NIO out when I have a nice green candle? You can see that green candle is shooting up. Why would I close? BABA and Insight. I love BABA long term. There's a level I'm waiting for a break. Basically, your level of break here is right around 313.65. I would say 313 to be a little more prudent. So 313 seems about to be a right level to keep an eye on it. But until then, right now my focus is on NIO. NIO is shooting up. We're about 15% profit. Not amazing. I am green on my Twitter calls with my students. Also, my guys are asking about Twitter, my students, or our students. Yeah, nice move to the upside. All right, so far NIO is up 15%, ladies and germs. Do you consider averaging down? No. Are you closing your call on DAL? I haven't even looked at it, to be honest with you. DAL is actually bouncing. Why would I close it now? No. The FB 300 calls, should we hold on to? Yes, of course we can. Why? They have earnings coming. Hello, Shopify and Insight. Appreciate it. Love Shopify long term. I've been waiting to see them break under 900 and then buy in, but I have not. There's not much on the chart to actually trade it. It's expensive, but to own it, I think Shopify is great to own long term. I'm waiting for under 900. I know I'm dying for it. Add 10 IO. No, guys, your hands, sit on them. Stop. Stop it. I'm telling you right now. Stop. Relax. Wait. Don't add to anything. Don't do anything. Let the money come to you. And IO is fine. Yes, we're long in IO. Sony. Sony, I don't even know what their... What is it, Sony? SNE. Oh, yeah, it's a nice break. Nice break. Yeah, let's see SNE on the charts. No volume. But if you are a fan of video gaming, then SNE would be a nice buy on the stock. But in regards to options, there is no volume. Really liking the live stream, just sub. Hey, thanks. Tesla, love it long term. On the daily NIO is 50-day, which shows around 2050. On the hour is 50-day. That's why I asked. It's okay. Tesla, I'm not buying any options. They're way too expensive. We can skip it. When am I doing another? When are you doing another day trading live? When we hit when we hit 5,000, or when we hit 6,000 Twitter subscribers. 6,000 Twitter subscribers. That's when I'll do the next one. Let me see where we are on Twitter. I don't even know how many followers we have, so I'm gonna look right now. Twitter, we have 5,862 followers. When we have 6,000 followers, then I will do another live session. If you guys love this. Well, everyone's already coming in. Your hands sit on them. Yes, shaky hands don't make grands. I like that. That's a really nice one. Nice one, Daniel. What do you think about BOS? Man, what are these names? BOS. BOS. I really don't think it's Deutsche Bank London's base meant short ETN. Or maybe you meant UPS or something else. Thoughts on UPS? Yes. Oh, sorry. UPS reports tomorrow morning, so you must be careful. UPS is up 1.54%. And you could see, for the most part, it's still below the 50. So I do not suggest buying it. If you do break above it, then maybe we should get the gap fill. Thoughts on investing. Thoughts on USPS contract for Workhorse. I said it before. Workhorse, I'm waiting to see if we get a blue wave into the White House before I buy any EV or any electrical vehicles. The only one I own is Tesla. That's it. Sharing the stream in all my Discord. Sweet. Let's see. Thoughts on IWM? IWM is basically sideways. It literally 0.01. Nothing to do there. What do you think of Unity? I bought some long term. Can you give me the ticker? I don't even know what Unity is. Can you go over technical analysis, market volatility? A lot of it now is really based on moving averages and patterns. But again, you're getting a lot of sideways action. You could see now the NASDAQ is slightly falling back. NIO is still holding up, which is nice. So it's really just minute to minute. What steps do you take beside entering a trade? Yeah, the steps are look for the chart setup, look for your alert, wait for the break. Once the break hits, look for volume, enough volume to trade it, then trade it, and then you wait. Hello. Add to shares, level to add to shares of BABA. Okay, let's see that. BABA, to add shares of BABA. So I have to bring up the daily. That's my investment when I look here. Wow, 286 seems about right. 285 is right on the 50-day. 280 would probably be your better bet. I had an alert at 249.98. That'd be like a meltdown. That'd be great to buy. I would love that. I highly doubt that happens. Let's see. You bought it at IPO. How do you set up your TOS? I have a setup. I can actually share it with you guys. So I'll share it with the workspace. Here, I'll share it with you guys. NIO, we're back to red. Getting a slight pullback, but we're only down 0.76. So here is my TOS setup. Looking at snow. Let's look at snow. Again, slight pullback in the market. Waiting on that. Looking at snow right at the 50-day. Again, kind of the same thing as NIO, but NIO is above the 100. And you could see it's just a slight pullback across the board on the tech stocks. Just a slight pullback, period. Trying to see if there's any numbers that has changed. What are some of the news that came out? So just waiting on that. So NIO is now red 3%. Not much. So really just waiting. I don't see anything here. Okay. Okay, Tesla. Tesla's nothing to do here, guys. Again, you could see rejection of the 100. It's just sideways action. What are we doing? There's nothing there to play. Yeah, still, you have to go by charts, guys. There's nothing there. Stop loss for NIO. There is no stop loss for NIO. There is none. I don't play stop losses on NIO. I mean, your position size should be your stop. If you're putting too much in, there's a problem. So your stop is how much can I handle of a loss if it's 100% loss. So you give your options a little bit of room to breathe. That's how I see it. It's down 9% now, but again, it's right below the 100. So just wait up there. Just gotta wait. Twitter is on the move though. Twitter is on the move. Look at that. Twitter's on the move before earnings. Yep. What's your entry point for options? What do you mean your entry point for options? 3% of the world, right? That's it. Same game over. That's just the way it is, guys. And now the NASDAQ is slipping. S&P is slipping. Can you go over our Facebook chart? Yes. We got a couple more minutes left. Facebook chart. Looking at it here. Let's maximize this sell. And right here, Facebook, really, guys, remember, you have a catalyst. You have earnings coming up on Thursday. So really, the chart is going to be pretty tough. But again, I did like this ascending triangle formation. We had a nice break. And then Monday was an absolute bloodbath for the market. Facebook is a big part of the S&P. So now it's right below the 50-day. Again, I'm expecting a continuation to the upside on Facebook. Microsoft. Microsoft, nothing burger. I mean, nothing. I mean, you do have a gap here, but there's nothing going on there. There's nothing to trade on Microsoft. Sorry. Binod. I have no idea what Binod is. What is Binod? Bring up Twitter, though. Twitter's on the move. I do have options with the students. They're up 1%. NIO still holding up, nearly up 4%. Slight pullback, but again, the nice break. Again, we just need A to see. Where's that's 1022. Anyways, let's see how the actual candle closes. So we got about 8 minutes left. Okay, so I'm just trying to transfer some information over from phone to phone. Okay, so looking at here, Sam Boston Beer. I don't think there's any options on Boston Beer. So yeah, November 20th, there is no options. Beer, I guess, is fine if you want. If you really like Boston Beer, I like the lager, I guess, but I don't see a reason why I'd be buying this stock. BABA looks strong. Intel, stay the hell away. Lots of love from India. Hey, thank you, India. Refer me a good book for options. I don't have a good book for options. I wish I did. Under highlights of the Instagram page, we have some really great books on trading, but not options. Does a Facebook call still have the same volume? Facebook, let's see. The 300s, if we expand it, 2,700 involved. Pretty strong. Should I deal with T? Give me anxiety. Anytime you have anxiety over a stock, you should close it immediately. Stock should not have anxiety issues. You should never have anxiety with assets ever. VIX is climbing. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Use SMA. That's what I use. Options, futures, and other derivatives. There you go. There's a book. SPY puked. Yes, the VIX is climbing. I'm trying to find if there's any reason, any kind of news that came out. Some Pfizer news, but nothing really there. Nothing really there in regards to what's moving and shaking. Your VIX levels were 30 and 11, correct? All right, let's take a look at VIX together. Yeah, VIX is actually on the move. So again, as long as the VIX stays above these levels, really above 30, and look, it's spiking, it's going to be red. You're going to get a red day for the most part. But again, individual names. But indices, yeah, indices are going to stay red. So if we bring up a daily chart, you could see how volatile the VIX is, right? You could see that descending wedge that we had, that actual trend line, it actually broke above 33. Oh yeah, remember, triple whammy. No stimulus, that's done. You also have elections, and now you have COVID spike. So there you go. So it is absolutely on the move. But NIO doesn't care. It's still holding up. NIO does not care. How does the VIX move if it's not tradable? Just like anything else, it's more of an index based on sentiment. That's all. But it's not tradable, no. You expect AMD to miss earnings with the news today? AMD already reported. I actually tweeted it. They reported already. They already reported. They reported their earnings, and they beat. And then they also reported that their close of deal was Onyx. God bless you too. What do you recommend for beginners to study? Well, it depends on what level do you consider beginner. We have a free ebook on our website, GARCapitalFX.com. That kind of gives you some of the basics of economics and trading. You can feel free to get that. SPY 335, 30 puts, tons of volume. All SPY contracts have tons of volume. Yeah, that's right, Elliot. Below, and but VIX already broke those levels. So again, now you're at the point where you're just getting a continuation of VIX. Again, ahead of the election, totally understand. In order to get back to green, you need to get to 30. So we need a 10% fall on VIX before you start getting a nice bullish run. So that's where you step away from the indices and you start looking at the individual names. Look at the names that are moving today: Twitter, Pinterest, Roku, Space, Alibaba, NIO, CGC. But the VIX is up 3%, and the market Dow's down 126. So I've been saying this every day on our daily recaps. There's some individual names out there that are still on the move. NIO, we're back to green. FB reports before, after the open on Thursday. They report after the bell on Thursday. What do you think about low risk index funds? When you say low risk index funds, it's probably high dividend. If you're a young guy, it's a waste of your money. If you're an older person, then yes, absolutely. All right, guys, we're about 2 minutes away from getting started. I have not had breakfast, so I got to eat something. So we're about 2 minutes out. So we can make money on 300 calls if it doesn't hit 300. Absolutely. Opinions on Overstock. Overstock, I believe, is OTSK. OSTK. And it's funny, Overstock actually moves with Bitcoin, which is pretty funny. But I think there's better retailers out there, like an Amazon or a Shopify, a Target, Walmart, and a Costco to play that are better off than OSTK. I think they're better. There's better options out there. Will you be toasting when you close your NIO call? Yeah, I'll post it on Instagram for you. Hey, you're welcome for the live trade. NIO right now is down 5%. Yeah, I'll post it on what do you call this? Instagram for you. Considering, right, they report out Thursday after the bell. Yeah, you don't have to break 300. I know it's Thursday, but again, if you're talking about after Thursday, they need to hit 300. No, I mean then you're talking about massive time decay then. Twitter over 5080 for calls. I already have some with our students, and we are green 5%. If you were taking a look at it, the 52s are pretty solid, and they are breaking. How come low risk index funds would be a waste of money for young guys? Well, think about it, guys. If you're too conservative when you're young, you have all your life to make more money. Why are you playing it safe? You want to be taking risk when you're young. When you're older, you want to preserve your capital because you have more of it. When you're young, you're pretty much just getting started in your life. So again, you probably don't have tons of cash. So that's what you have to think. Hey, you're welcome. Do I ever hedge my positions? No, I don't. I'm getting to the point of being hangry because I haven't eaten breakfast. Alright guys, I will update you on NIO. We are green again. And I will post it on Instagram and Twitter. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section, tweet, or Instagram us. NIO is now up 2%. Alright guys, we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join me today. It's about an hour and 10 minutes in. And I'm going to go grab a bite because I'm starving. And we'll catch you guys soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy 5,000 subs. Let's go ahead and get it to 10,000 on YouTube. Appreciate you guys. I'm glad that you enjoyed this live session with me. Thank you so much. We'll talk soon.